at the campus.
So at 5 p.m. we'll go ahead and start the meeting here. Tonight's Board of Works and Safety for Tuesday, 8/4 of 26. Call the meeting to order. Will the clerk please call roll?
Mr. Gaylor?
Present.
Mr. Smart?
Present.
Attorney Revlin?
Present.
Mayor Grant?
Present.
Mayor?
Everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from the meeting of 7/21.
Yes, and I'll make a motion. We approve.
I'll second. Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have any citizens petitions this evening? This is where you come and bear your complaints.
I think you've talked to my daughter Linda.
Oh, yeah. You want to come up here and if you want to speak?
Really,
I know, I know, and
I
I'm
need to
sorry.
Show up, so you know, I'm not really, you know the situation that's going on up there.
Yeah.
So, and you know what's on your plate about it, you guys, the city.
I need it. I need your name for the minutes.
Dan Evans.
Okay, thank you.
And then they're talking about the house next to them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a downpour. I just put another tile in along my side. I've taken 2 trees out. I've trimmed one of the trees. The yard's probably 4 to 5 foot tall in the back with poison ivy all over the place. We've been mowing it and the city's been participating a little bit doing that.
It's still abandoned?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Is this on our UBO
Oh,
list
what's the
for
property
tonight?
address? I don't know what it is.
I'm 811, so it's 8, I think there's maybe 813 and 815, because at one time there was apartments in it.
It's at what street?
East Jackson Street.
Yes, it is on our UBO list, and it was actually set for this evening. However, there is no service on the property owner. So it is on our active list. We're trying to go through the process of getting the owner notified.
How long have you been doing that?
It was just started.
This was brought to your attention in December.
It wasn't brought to my attention in
Well,
December.
I'm talking individually.
So yeah,
Well,
yeah.
We tried to reach out to them back then and didn't have any luck, if I
What's the next
remember right.
step?
So
What is the
now
next
the next step is go through our attorney.
And then she'll have the police officer serve it or?
Well, that would work out well if the property owner lived in the city. He does not.
But if they don't respond, I guess our next step is to
Go through our process. So the first step is to get proper service on him, either by certified mail by a Porter County sheriff or through publication if we can't get a hold of him. Once we have that service obtained, we can have a public meeting about it, or a public hearing about finding it if the property is unsafe condition, and then require him to do work. However, if he fails to do so, then the city can do it.
Okay, this has been going on for years. So you're telling me this is going to go on how much longer?
There's no way for me to ballpark that.
Well, there's kind of a step, Pam, and when they're out of town, it does get a little harder because you're trying to track them down.
His address is on his property taxes.
Yeah.
Correct.
But like a lot of times people that are kind of doing that tend not to go get their certified mail because they know it's bad news. So then you go and have to contact the sheriff's department of Porter County.
Yes.
And
He has
then
a
that's when we
Valparaiso
start to
address.
really get served. But I understand because I've always felt that house forever and a day has always been neglected, abandoned, never taken care of. And it is a nuisance to town. And I feel for you. I wouldn't want to live next to that either.
It's not just a nuisance as far as appearance goes.
Exactly.
I'm drowning. I've had to put a sump pump in, 2 tiles. It's endless. It just keeps going on. And then behind it, which is the church's property, and I'm pretty sure you have pictures of the wall ready to.
yeah.
Wherever that's
I
gonna
personally went up and took some pictures.
So that's a safety issue.
Yeah, I mean, it really rolls off that church parking lot down that hill. I mean, it's like a river.
Well, it's not just the water, it's the wall that's built back there is falling over. It's railroad ties. And it's coming on me, is where it's coming.
Okay.
So that's not just about erosion, this is about my safety.
Now that would be the church's railroad ties then?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, maybe we can ask
Yes,
Eric if he would go up and.
we need to bring them in on the.
I just, we have spoke to him one time, they did all that work up there, but yet nothing to
then
it.
mess with the parking lot. Yeah.
So the water really rolls off their parking lot, and then was it dive between your two properties?
My water is coming off the house next door. The gutters have holes all in them. I actually
Okay.
put a tile on the end of the gutter. It trickles out. It's a waterfall on me. But the wall to the church,
Okay,
it's falling
Okay.
out.
okay.
So I mean, that's totally different. And yeah, we have approached them, but nothing's happened.
So-
now.
Is there anything that we can do in the interim until, I mean, can we go on this property and dig a trench or do something to divert that water?
I would caution you in doing so.
I've already done that on my property, right off of it. We just put another tile in a
I
couple.
mean, I'm trying to think of something we could do as a city in the interim before, because these people could drag this out for a while.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there if we don't have to, but
I mean, I think you would have to put, it comes off so hard, I think you'd have to put a ditch in there. I mean, literally, it's water coming off that parking lot and everything slopes that way. And it's probably bouncing off your house. I'm sure it's probably coming
Well,
down.
basically, I mean, the thing was, when they gave the church the permission to build a church on there, they should have been thinking about the people below. It's about what
Right.
I'm down to. I didn't live there, but
right.
I probably would have threw a fit. But I've done everything that I can do as far as, I mean, it's not really about money. It's about somebody take care of it.
Right, no,
That's all it's about.
I think you have every right to complain,
Absolutely.
and I know that has been a concern of yours for a while, and we will do everything we can to move this along and see what we can get done. Unfortunately, sometimes these take time, and I know that's not what you want to hear, but there is a process. But once the kind of ball gets moving and he truly gets served, then he's on the clock. And then that's, and I think everybody up here, feels your pain. And I think once we get that done, I think we will take action pretty quick.
But the part about the wall, is that something you think you can address
I
with the
think-
church?
Maybe Eric can go up and inspect the wall and maybe contact the church. Okay, we'll get that done.
All right, well, that's all I have. So
So thank you,
you.
Pam.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Anybody else? Okay. Department heads, Mr. Swank.
Oh, I don't even know where to begin. Same as usual. Gas going in everywhere, properties being tore up and then restored later down the road. A lot of complaints on that. A lot of impatient people. Boatload of water leaks in the last couple of weeks. A lot of water loss. Part of it we've got under control. Part of it we're still exploring and trying to get to the root cause of a couple other problematic areas. And of course, a lot of rainfall, a lot of people having some ditch issues, which we know has been going on for quite some time. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
I assume you guys are aware that, we were at a very critical juncture here 2 weeks ago with water usage. We were having trouble keeping water in the tower and in the reservoir. It was going away faster than we could pump it in. And I made phone calls to local businesses asking them not to use water that absolutely didn't have to be used. It was pretty touch and go there for a while, wasn't it, Eric?
It was.
And those guys did a phenomenal job. They looked like an 18-hole golf course down there behind the city garage.
I've seen that water on that walkway.
But they finally got it isolated and at least got it to a point where it's manageable now. We've got some other leaks that they're looking at right now, but it's an old system and drawings aren't good. Pipe's not good. And, it's a system that needs some upgrades and repairs. Anything else?
That should be it.
I see the fire chief is here. Do you have anything for us?
Just working on budgeting right now, so I get turned into the clerk. So
She would appreciate that.
10 is the season.
It is.
Also thought I'd kind of share some exciting news. Cedar High School reached out to me about starting an intern program. There's a kid out there that's interested, and we accepted. Got everything going with the insurance company. So here in the next few weeks, you'll start seeing a 18-year-old riding around with us and making calls and start his internship. So
That's great.
Yeah, that is awesome.
hopefully this opens new doors for us. And I'd like for Attica to jump on the bandwagon as well. So I'll be reaching out to the superintendent and principal here shortly.
That'd be great.
Hopefully we can get them in and start serving the community as well. So
Anything else?
that's it.
Okay. I've got Eric Smith from HWC, and he's got a presentation for us tonight. Some comments, I'm sure.
We've been working on a stormwater study of the southwestern area of the city, and we've reviewed our findings and recommendations with the mayor and Eric, and we'd like to present that tonight, complete that process and talk about next steps. Mayor, you want to just advance those slides?
Yeah, let me get pulled up here first. I kind of didn't get where I needed to be.
There's a lot here, so I'll try to go through it quickly and just hit on the meat of what's important. And we've got copies of our report for each of you and Joanne and Eric, so we'll leave those with you.
Some of the additional lights need to be turned off, or, I mean, I can't really see it from here, but it doesn't matter.
You can't see that picture.
No. And then, I can't. Looks like Hawaii. Is it Hawaii?
It's Andy on vacation.
Well, it's definitely tropical then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Looks like my cooking.
We go down to that.
Which one?
It's at the top as well. If you,
Is there?
the top right beside your undo button.
Top right,
Top left.
top left.
It's got a little square with a play button in it.
Looks like it's like
Over.
Oh,
Over to the right. There you go.
right there.
Right there.
Yes.
Oh, it was hiding.
There we go.
Sure it was.
Okay, so this is Southwest Range Study. Go ahead and put the next one. So in talking with Eric and the mayor, over the past year, that there's been a lot of drainage problems, particularly in the southwest part of the city. A lot of it's centered on Brady Street. There's been a lot of old systems there that have been deteriorated, which we'll get into, and/or that they're totally ineffective now over the years based on prior cuts to those systems. So we kind of looked at the whole area for south of 28 and west of 41. And then Eric also asked us to look at a storm sewer that he found, ironically, early this year. It's an old sandstone box with a concrete top, and it's up there on North Perry. So we included that because we were going to do some televising of some of the storm sewers in the south area, and we went ahead and televised that as well. Skip to the next one. So the Southwest Range area, the infrastructure there, again, is a lot of it's on Brady that's in bad shape, pine, cedar. And a lot of the focus was addressing concerns on Brady. You can see that red dotted outline is kind of around Brady, but also Vaughn. There are some functioning systems on Perry Street because we did do some road reconstruction of that in the 2000s. And then obviously Sycamore Street was redone, and it has a good storm sewer that was done about 6-7 years ago. Skip to the next one. this is the North Perry Street system. I also have Cajun Miller with me. He's one of our young engineers. He worked on this study along with Sam Robertson. You want to kind of explain what was found on that and kind of what we're recommending there, Cajun?
Hello, everyone. So on the right side of your screen here, you kind of see the photograph with a boxed area. So in the investigation portion, we did some televising from the, I guess, the east side of the railroad, and so they were able to go through that pipe. As they were going through there, it looked wonderful. It was in great condition, but it was not the pipe that we were looking for. So on this northern section here, I'm going to come to the screen and point. There's a drainage tile that comes in here. It's a ditch, and then it actually turns into a pipe that comes around through here and crosses under the railroad and outfalls over here, which was the investigation point. What Eric and his team found when they were doing those repairs was in this area, and this was the main idea to investigate, was that old sandstone box with a concrete top, because it's an old sewer and it's failing, and so they wanted to get some more information. So there is still not any information in that particular area, and so our recommendation of what we're wanting to do is additionally televise or get some crews out there to kind of, there's an inlet that's at the edge of this parking lot, and a couple other things that we are hoping to get in and ask the televising crews to investigate and find out further what actually is there, so we can make appropriate suggestions and find a path forward for repairs to that area.
So basically, you're finding the ones that are really bad and inspecting all the others, and you're saying maybe this one, this area needs to be fixed, and the rest are okay.
Yeah, once we get down into the south area, this one's pretty isolated. There's really only two. There's the one we found, and then the section of the one that was repaired that we need to further investigate.
Okay.
The company we use to do the sewer televising, they come in and do as much as they can per day.
Okay.
And that they had done everything they had, and then once we got the video, we realized that they missed the one that Eric repaired, but there was another one.
Okay.
So what we'll plan to do is bring them in another time and maybe correspond that with if Eric needs something else videoed, because we might as well use them for the day because they charge by the day, so we get as much bang for our buck as we can. So, and they're really not very expensive. It's a couple grand a day to televise 1,000 feet of sewer. So
yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next one. So the southwest drainage area along Brady Street and its respective collectors have experienced a lot of flooding over the recent years. There's a lack of storm sewers in the area that increases ponding. There was prior construction, different projects have disturbed some of the older drain systems, and there was evidence of that when we did the televising. They had been cut and rendered ineffective, because there was a prior outlet on Brady north of the major problem areas, but it's been rendered capped and unusable. There's some open channel systems that have been filled with sediment and debris that don't allow the water to drain appropriately. You get some flooding there. There's frequent flooding experienced during rain events. It started to deteriorate the roads, sidewalks, and other infrastructure. And then old and unknown storm sewer needs to be investigated, and that's kind of what we did with the televising. So again, the goals of this was to kind of reduce the flooding in the neighborhoods, provide positive drainage outlets for the area, prioritize immediate solutions for the area of Brady Street from Cedar to Sycamore, because that's where most of the bigger problems were based on our discussions and observations during rain events. We were going to accomplish those by putting in new storm sewers, connecting to existing infrastructure on Sycamore Street, focusing on storm sewer placement so we could allow phasing plans and future connections. There's more work down here that you could feasibly afford in one project, so we'll kind of get to that. But the idea was to give you a roadmap so that you could address the problem in steps over a number of years. And then investigating what infrastructure is there to see what level of service it could offer, or if it is of no value. So again, we did some site walkthroughs, reviewed all the GIS mapping we had, previous studies, updated and developed an existing system map of just storm sewers in that area. And then conducted the televising in areas, storm sewers that connected to Perry, storm sewers along Perry, storm sewers along Brady. Anything that was there that was known to be mapped as an existing storm sewer, we tried to televise. We have all that data. So, over the course of implementing these improvements in this area, if there's a way to clean some of those and maybe reuse those, we have that information that can be used. What's there is mainly open ditch drainage with some mainline infrastructure that carries flow to the river. The existing project site does not have adequate drainage, and as you see during rain events, there's multiple ponding. The map here shows what storm sewers exist in this area. You can see there's a lot of gaps. In your report, we've got sizes on all those storm sewers. Obviously, you got the big line there on Sycamore that's new storm sewers, and then there's a pretty good line on Perry Street from the road projects, and then a lot of it is east-west collectors that discharge to the west, and then very little on Brady, where a lot of your problems are. So this is just kind of an inventory of some of the existing conditions. Brady Street, it has some old infrastructure that runs along the corridor. A lot of it's abandoned. Bond and Brady does have a collection conveyance infrastructure that runs to the east toward the river. Pine and Brady, that area uses open ditches and private culverts mixed through that area. Cedar and Brady also has some open ditches that drain to brick lined ditches, concrete end cap inlets that are filled with sediment. We found a lot of that. There's a lot of inlets down there that just don't function because they're full. And then Maple and Brady, there's really nothing there. So we looked at developing alternatives. We talked about what our recommendations are for the north section there on North Perry, is try to get that section there that where the repair was, get it investigated, make sure there's nothing else that is of imminent failure that could cause problems in the future. Go ahead to the next one. So on the alternatives for the southwest area, alternative one, and these are kind of broad alternatives that kind of encompass the whole area, but the first one is a what we call a gray alternative. It's all storm sewers and inlets. And what we would propose is an 18-inch along Brady that would connect to Sycamore, and then and we would connect to existing system and outfalls. There's one at Bond that we would connect to on the north end, and we size everything for a 10-year, 2-hour storm event. Alternative two is combining some green alternatives, which is ditches, hybrid ditches where you have under drains and swales, and you have some larger ditches that eliminates some storm sewers and can reduce the size of storm sewers. Honestly, though, in talking with Eric and the mayor, that there's those are higher in maintenance, and if they're not maintained well, they won't function. So we've kind of moved on from that one as not a good option. So project costs, alternative one, again, the storm sewer option would be installing storm sewers inlets throughout the project area. We'll show you exactly where that is, but it's focused along Bond and Brady, and then the streets that feed into Brady. Most of the other areas are served by other means or would end up discharging into this new system. Again, Perry Street has a pretty good network. We'd connect the south discharge to Sycamore Street, and then we would replace the outfall Bond with new infrastructure and a 30-inch pipe. You can see the storm sewers are 18 inches along Brady. Where we put in inlets, there's 12-inch pipes to the 18, and then there'd be a 24 to 30-inch along Bond with 12-inch inlets. So the total cost for all that would be a little over $3 million. The green option, where we could place the ditches, again, you can see it saved a little money, but again, at the end of the day, with the additional maintenance, it really is not worth it, not something we're going to look at. So obviously, we've looked at a no action, but that doesn't address any of your problems. That's something the funding agencies always require us to look at, is what if you did nothing. So So the recommended plan is designed to meet city's drainage needs in the problem areas. It would install storm sewer network with 12-inch, 24-inch pipes from Pine to Sycamore along Brady, and then installation of a storm sewer network ranging from 12-inch to 36 on Brady Street from Lithia to Bond and then along Bond. So you have a kind of a south leg on Brady with some connectors on Cedar, Maple, and Pine. And then the north section will be from Lithia up to Bond and then over to the river to replace some of the pipes that are there. And that would address most of the issues in that area. So basically 2 different collection regions. Obviously with doing these, this would be in the street. So we'd be replacing pavement and addressing, poor pavement in those areas. Some of this, in future phases, after, I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but community crossings could actually do some of these phases because you can do drainage with community crossings. So we could, look at that as another funding option. And then, of course, the additional televising on the North Perry Street, and then maybe some additional televising based on what we found in the south area. That may lead us to maybe clean out some other sewers that could help. Skip to the next one. So, looking at phasing, we went into the study knowing that there was a grant opportunity that we could get $700,000 from OKRA. It's a program the city's used several times. You can get, with the $700,000, there's a minimum of 10% match. But if we could, based on what the city has in their storm sewer fund, we thought we could target, around $1 million project. So what the phase 1 would be the storm sewer from Pine on Brady, from Pine to Sycamore, and all of the inlets that go with that. We could then, the next phase would be the east-west collectors, and you could do those even in pieces on Pine and Cedar that drain into that. Even having that storm sewer along Brady will help those side streets, but
And downhill probably too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And then phase 3 would be the north leg. So again, there's the recommended project. It's again, starting at Pine, going down. We've got multiple inlets at each intersection, as well as inlets along the run between the streets, mid-block, and then connecting there at Brady and Sycamore. So the phase 1 project, as I said, would be this section of what was recommended. The total project construction, total project cost would be $1,023,973. Applying for an OKRA grant, your match would then be around a little over $300,000. There is an OKRA round that is coming up, round 2 of this year, which we talked to the grant administrator about, and we could make that round. And those awards would be, the applications go in December, the awards would be in February. So this would be something that we could get designed and bid, probably late next summer, and maybe get built in the fall.
She just got off the phone to me a little while ago. She seemed to think that we may be able to get $800,000 now.
I didn't want to say that, but I heard rumors that they were.
I said May.
Yeah. I had heard rumors that they were increasing the grant amount. So if they do, that's great. So with that, that kind of concludes our summary of what we did. If this board's in agreement, kind of the next step would be to start working with the grant administrator to make application, unless we want to tweak that phase 1 project.
My question is, and I think you addressed this, but are we going to try to close all those open ditches Is that the goal?
The ones that we come into contact with each phase of the project, yes.
Even if we got to go up a little ways to close that ditch above it a little
Now,
ways.
if it's outside the project area, it may have to be in another phase.
Okay.
But the goal is to get all of those areas piped rather than,
Having open ditches.
Yes.
That's great.
because they end up getting filled in, and
100%.
that's where you pond. You know,
Right.
that's where
We
you
get weeds, you get trash, and it's dangerous. And
That's why we eliminated that green
Right.
alternative too.
right. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. And like you said, and then by catching it with like this year's been unreal. So
Yeah.
you're probably looking at 36-inch pipe this year. But anyway, that's going to really relieve a lot of pressure on the drains down, the storm drains downfield, right? Because these will be able to hold a lot more
Yeah.
than the traditional.
Things to the west will be able to collect better because they won't be getting all this coming from the east.
Okay. And on the open ditches, once you close those, especially if they're coming down a hill, will there be any effect to the citizen's yard? I mean, how do you, because
We would-
normally everything ran to the ditch and now maybe it's going over
We
the
would
top.
probably grade it towards the curb line
Okay.
and then, put inlets along the curb line.
Okay.
In the subsequent phases.
That'd be great.
And again, doing, one of those side connectors in a community crossings project would be an ideal project.
Yeah.
You get the road paved, you get a curb put in, and you could get the drainage
I think it's
connecting to
well worth
the
it,
system
really.
we're building.
So with this line down Brady Street, would that run down the middle of the street proper? Will we excavate the street, put it down, and then patch the street back? Is that
We've got to assume that we would pave over the whole street.
over the whole street? That's what that was question.
So the catch drain would be in the middle of the street.
No, the catch drain would be on the curb line
I've been
On the curb
inside.
line,
They-
okay.
They'd take laterals out.
Okay, and everything would pitch. Okay.
because the road would have a crown now.
Okay. Gotcha.
It would look a lot like Sycamore
Okay.
and Perry.
Yeah, Perry, yeah. I think it's a good project. I think, let's be honest with ourselves, our sewer, our storm sewer systems, a lot of it's really old.
This has been an ongoing problem for many, many years, not just the last
Right.
few, but many, many years. And it didn't come about overnight. It's something that's come about over many, many years too. So we need to start moving the needle in the other direction, so to speak.
Yeah, there's obviously other areas in the city that have drainage problems, but this was deemed to be the most urgent at this point.
But you do think with possibly Okra and what we have in our funding now, that we can handle like a certain phase of this? I mean,
And we can handle the match.
Okay.
We look
Yeah.
at funding before we start
Yeah.
having
Right.
conversations.
That's kind of why we were tailoring that amount of the project.
Right.
Okay. I think we need to move forward with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with moving forward as long as the numbers work out, where, we can budget that in and get the grant money. I think it's a great thing.
If we do the grant application, there'll be some meetings with the grant administrator, with the board, and obviously the city council, because
Right.
they'll have to commit the match to the resolution.
Okay, good.
You guys can keep that.
Oh, okay.
You got the
Great.
presentation.
Thank
You
you.
may make a motion.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we move forward with this project.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here's a copy of the report. You like reading?
Be a
Very
tax next meeting or what?
Very light.
Thanks again.
Hey,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Appreciate you driving up here.
Yeah, I do have.
Oh, guys, can you wait for just a second?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, she has a question.
Yes.
My neighbor across the street on the southeast corner of Perry and Cedar.
Yeah.
When it rains, our whole back end floods. They can't get in their back door, which is what they use because of how much flooding there is. Would this take care of it?
We can look at that. I think it would help because she's getting some runoff from the east, which would then be collected at Brady. Correct. There,
Tori's house, yeah.
Yeah, it's a real narrow brick ditch. Probably the smallest one.
it would probably be addressed in one of those.
Yeah, you're catching it up there at the corner of Brady.
Yeah, you'll get some benefit from phase one, but ultimately phase two would be, some of the future phases would really help the application.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Go ahead and move on here. Unsafe building orders coming up next. Turn
Yes.
it over to Attorney Redmond.
Thank you so much. We have 2 review hearings set for tonight. The first one will be 610 South Union Street, property owned by Leona Farrar. Bobby, correct? Okay, awesome. Now, Eric, have you had the chance to review this property in anticipation of tonight? And what is the current status of the property in your opinion?
He's made quite a bit of progress. I don't know whether the other thing you don't have to roof on it yet, but you have to replace that.
I have 58 sheets of brand new, get inside, I'm with the, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
All but the roof?
Well, so in the last order, it was complete roof and wall repair. It sounds like the roof is not quite completed yet, but there is decking. What about the status of the wall?
That'll come after the fact of the roof.
Okay. And so are you satisfied with the progress made since the last meeting?
Yeah, for one man crew, yeah. That's our time.
Okay. And so would you recommend to the board that we reset this for review next month? Do you anticipate being done by beginning part of September?
It's Mother Nature.
No, understandable.
Dealing with all this rain, it's like, I was up there in 90-degree, 100-degree weather trying to get this
Realistically, what do you think what would be an adequate time? I mean, because, you're trying to do this on the side. I know you work full time and you're trying to do it the best you can.
stuff.
Would two,
Let's
3
just come
months?
back October 1st and see the
October
status
1st,
of
give
it.
you-
I mean,
Give you some
Make
time to,
progress.
It's your guys' mercy. I don't-
well, yeah. I mean, I think the thing is, as long as we're seeing progress,
Absolutely, and we appreciate it.
and I know you're trying. We just don't want to, we just want to give you adequate time so you're not showing up at every meeting. And, I just want to be fair with you. As long as you're making progress, we're happy. If you're not, we're not, but,
Right.
Like 10
And
cents.
I'm-
10/6 will be the next.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything I can, so.
is October 6th, or is that what you said?
Yeah,
That
October
sounds good to me.
October 6th is the first meeting in October. And so that would be the night that you would need to be here.
Okay, can you write that down for me, please?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna be pushing into harvest season.
I know it. I just talked to Bill and he's talking about putting up some more drain bins. I'm like, I can't right now. He was supposed to be bringing me scaffolding at the beginning of this, and I just talked to him yesterday. He was like, come out at 5 and we'll get scaffolding. We're out at 5, and he's like, oh, I gotta take the grandkids to Pizza Hut. We'll get it in the morning. So he texted me this morning, he's like, well, it'll be this evening. I'm like, okay, I'm everybody's mercy.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
Well,
just-
we appreciate it.
well,
Yep.
thank you.
I have this for you. Okay, and then the second review hearing we are here for is 1104 South Perry Street, Monique Townsend. Is there anyone here for that? Nope. Okay. Eric, have you had the opportunity to review that property?
Yes.
And it looks like the order was to remove the entire structure and clean it up. What is the status of that?
It is still standing, still in the same condition as when the photos were taken.
So I thought the structure was down.
1104.
1104 South Perry?
I'm thinking the cleaners.
You're
Okay.
thinking cleaners.
Oh, yeah, South Perry, I was thinking north. Never mind.
Okay.
Yes, the structure is down, yes.
Okay,
You
that's
got-
a huge
me
difference,
confused. I'm like,
Eric.
what they do? Build it again or what?
Okay, 1104 South Perry.
Yes.
The structure is down.
It is.
Thank you. Has the property been cleaned up and the structure removed?
Yes.
Okay.
Including the slab?
No, there's still a slab.
I think because we requested the slab, didn't we?
We didn't specifically say that. We said once approved, remove the entire structure and clean up property. So, I mean, if the last little bit of it the slab needs to be removed, I think we can make that as part of the order.
Well, I thought we discussed
They
that.
had requested.
Yeah.
to
They
leave the
requested to leave the
wall, but
slab.
They had
They
requested to leave a
requested
wall.
to save part of the building, they were gonna try to
Oh, that's what it
build
was.
onto it, and
Okay.
when the guy was there demoing it, he called me, told me he had it to where those walls that they wanted to save that were cinder block walls. He told me they were all exposed where I could take a good look at them. When I went there, I told him, I said, no, those have to come out of there. So the woman, if you remember correctly, she wanted to save the slab and she wanted to save those cinder block walls.
Right,
to
okay.
rebuild upon.
Yeah, I remember the
So
slab
I
part.
had
yes.
them remove the walls because the walls were unsafe. I had told the guy that was there running the excavator, you know, I would love it if he could talk her into going ahead and removing the slab, but we hadn't ordered that to be done.
We did
so I
not.
did not want to put
Okay,
that issue.
that's fine.
So if that's something the city wants to move forward with to order her to remove the slab, that I think this is the time to do it.
What's
If
your-
not, then I think it might be possible to just close out this UBO. So either way we go.
I feel that we should probably bring her back in here
I
to
agree.
determine what her plan of attack is. From what I see, it's multi-level.
Yeah, see, that's,
On the slab, one part of it's new, one part of it's older.
yeah,
It has some damage from when it was demoed.
right.
My opinion would be the foundation should come out of there.
I agree, and we're right next to a ballpark and kids running, it's nighttime and it's dangerous. And if it's a danger, it really should be removed, but yes, I think we should ask her to come back.
Okay, so would
What do
you
you
like,
guys think? You guys
I agree.
would you like to set this for review at the September meeting then?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so that would be September 1st.
Do we have the minutes to that? Can we go back and check? I thought we talked about, I know we talked about no walls, but I could have swore we said we'd like to see the slab removed. I mean, I could be wrong, but I
Remember
thought we,
she wanted to try to save it because they were going to add on to it and rebuild a structure on it, if I remember right.
I would say for the sake of time, if you want to do that, we're not doing anything till September 1st. Let's do it
can
outside
we go
of this
back to
meeting.
that meeting and see if we still have
Yeah.
the video on it?
Well, it's on YouTube, you can go back and watch.
Like, what meeting was that? We talked about
It would have
originally.
been,
It
it would have been June. June of
This year?
Yeah, it was yeah. So Ingrid appeared on my behalf, and her notes don't mention a slab. However, it did request 60 days in which to complete it, so that it would be a June meeting.
I thought we talked to her the previous fall, and she said when she got her tax check money, she was going to tear it down, and I thought that's when we discussed it, wasn't it?
Originally, she was going to tear it down when she had her tax monies.
Mhm.
And then the person that the second time she was in here, the person that was supposed to help her wasn't available. And she was hiring a family member or something. He was gonna tear it down. He
Okay.
liked on that. So then she was gonna reach out to a farmer
Yeah.
about, and that's actually how this came into.
And we talked about the walls at that meeting. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's the
I'm
meeting
sorry.
where we discussed the walls and she wanted to try to save.
I remember that
everything
one.
that was in the front.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That
My
may
bad.
have been May.
You said June, May or
It would be June was the last meeting you were here, or
June.
if she was here.
The set is the first meeting of June.
Correct.
Okay, we can go back and review that then, but for now, we're going to have them here on
Okay.
September 1st.
Yep.
And then in July, Eric had sent to me a few different UBOs to start the process. And we had two of those, based on timing, we had two of those set for hearing tonight. However, the two of those were returned unserved. And then the one we talked about earlier, the individual in Porter County. So I'm going to reset those for September, and hopefully I can get good service on them.
Okay, thank you.
And then we have one of the other additional ones that Eric sent over is already set for September 1st.
Okay.
And that's all we have.
Thank you. Utility credits. Looks like a filled pools and some watering and then a leak on the city
Everything,
side.
look at the chip.
Everything is correct.
I'll make a motion, we approve utility credits.
I'll second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Payroll.
Not gonna lie to you, this was, it's going to take a few minutes to get used to, but it is nice. It lays it out nice.
I think we're gonna like it. We're
Yeah.
Still working out bugs, but
Is that with the new software that was
I
put
mean,
in?
it's nice the way it lays out.
it is nice the way it lays out. I agree.
When you're used to seeing it one way, it takes a minute, right?
It gives you by department.
Gives you more
It's
detail.
nice, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Everything looked to be in order, Joanna?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve payroll.
I'll second.
Have a motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Don't have any disconnects tonight.
The reason we don't have, typically we would have disconnects at this meeting, but the reason that there aren't any disconnects is just due to the timing of conversion and, not being able to get bills sent out timely, and there's still been some glitches, some payments that didn't get converted, so we're still working through the bugs, but I think we're making really good progress.
Yeah,
The-
totally understandable.
The conversion team just left last Thursday. They were here for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So we've been on our own since last week.
Thrown to the fire, huh?
Yes. But anyway, there were no disconnects this month, and there were also no late fees.
Okay. Claims.
Has everybody had a chance to look at claims?
Yes, and I'll make a motion, we approve claims.
And I will second that.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
I don't have any miscellaneous business unless you guys have anything else. Our next meeting scheduled for Tuesday, August 18th, 5 p.m. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
And I'll second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye. Hey, real quick, is there any, I know it's a big ask, but is there any way we can get like,